All right, thank you everybody for coming. Questions for Carlos? Start with Anthony Como on the left.
What went into the decisions for those final bench spot and the final bullpen spot?
With Lovelady and Hudson, it was pretty close. Both were pretty close. At the end, we just decided to go with Lovelady, what he's shown for us the past year of going multiple innings, throwing strikes, and his ability to get lefties out as well. So, and then with the Bruhan and Jarrett Young, feel like there's a lot of versatility on the roster. That extra left-handed hitter off the bench and some starts against a tough right on right make the most sense for us.
If you do need a backup shortstop at some point, will that be? How would you handle that?
Bo is probably going to be the one moving the shortstop if we need to. Francisco Lindor is going to play a lot, as we all know. But if we need to give him a day or if we need to get him off his feet, we'll probably put Bo there.
Mark.
Carlos, you had the entire spring training. You had so many new guys come in. Obviously, you had preconceived notions of some of the guys, but what was the one guy that surprised you the most that you didn't expect something out of that player?
I wouldn't say surprise. There was a lot of positive coming out of camp from a lot of different people. The fact that we got out of there healthy, relatively healthy, is a win. As soon as we made the trade with Peralta, people reach out and were telling me how good of a person this guy is. And we saw it from the very beginning. The impact, the way he carried himself, he just... Like I said, probably not surprising, but it was just really good to see him interact and just go about his business. So I'll probably say that.
Bruce on the right.
Carlos, what are the qualities that Carson Bench possesses that makes you believe that he will succeed here?
Personality, how steady, how consistent he is. He doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. I was surprised that I finally got a smile from him when I delivered the news the other day when I was telling him that he made the team. But it goes to show you that he's very mature. And to be able to play at this level on a team that have high expectations, you need that consistency. You need that type of personality where you're going to have success, but you're also going to fail. And having that ability to handle adversity is huge. And there was a lot of expectations going into camp from him. And he handled himself, carried himself, and the way he played goes to show you who he is and that he's ready for this level.
Andrew.
Along the same lines, how much do you expect Carson to play here early on?
He's going to play a lot. We also have to protect him, understanding that it's the first time that he's going to go through 162, the mental grind at this level, the physical. So we will give him days off, but he's going to play a lot.
Dave on the left.
Carlos, you guys had a lot of plans for the offseason about how you wanted to remake the team, and Dave executed them. And how do you think some of those questions came together during the spring with Bichette at third base and Polanco at first? Was that a good snapshot to see what those guys can do? Or you think those still going to be some works in progress?
Yeah, there's still going to be some a work in progress, but we feel really good with where they at in their progression and their adjustments, playing and learning a new position, especially Polanco at first base. Bo, I thought he had a very good spring training. I thought the work behind the scenes and before the games were pretty steady. But again, there's going to be plays that he probably didn't go through during spring training. But he's gifted. He's an athlete. He's going to be fine. Same thing with Polanco. Beatty, I know you asked me about only Polanco and Bo, but Beatty, the way he's looking in the outfield as well. So, again, there's a lot of versatility, but feel really good, and I'm excited to have those guys take the field day in and day out.
On the right.
Carlos, what's been the challenge of building a new lineup, and what's been the fun of building a new lineup?
I think the challenging is just making sure those guys are healthy. Getting through spring training with so many guys going through progressions. Francisco Lindor having surgery at the beginning of camp. I wouldn't say a challenge, but it's just we didn't know until we got to this point. It's fun, not gonna lie, writing those names in the lineup. And it's not easy to leave some of those guys off the lineup because it's deep. There's a lot of depth there. It's 13 position players that they could be playing every day for a lot of different teams here. Not disrespect, but it goes to show you how good and how talented we are.
Go to Danny on the left.
Carlos, mañana arranca lo que es MLB para ustedes, el Opening Day, con caras nuevas, pero enfrentarse al mejor lanzador de las Grandes Ligas como es Paul King.
Sí, mira, un día especial para todos nosotros, Opening Day. Es algo que todos nos sentimos orgullosos de tener la oportunidad de ponernos un uniforme de Grandes Ligas. Y ya cuando estás en este nivel, pues todos los días tú te vas a enfrentar a lo mejor de lo mejor. Y mañana desde el primer día a uno de los mejores. Pero también entendiendo que tenemos un gran line-up, tenemos grandes bateadores y de eso se trata las Grandes Ligas, ¿no? De los enfrentamientos de los mejores pitchers con los mejores line-up. Y mañana pues vamos a darnos ese gusto nosotros.
On the right.
Gracias.
Opening day is always exciting, but with the WBC, it seems like there's just even a greater excitement around the start of baseball. Have you seen a shift not only maybe externally with fans and such, but also for the guys who participated in the WBC? Was there an energy when they came back or something noticeable change going into, this week?
Yeah, it's hard to replicate what those guys that had to experience in the WBC. But yeah, you could see it. And then here we are, opening day. For us, it's tomorrow, but big league season. It's always exciting. Where the game is at right now, especially coming off the WBC, was like, man, it was electric. A lot of the best players around the world competing for their countries, and here we are, day one of the regular season. It's just exciting, and the product on the field for a lot of different teams is going to be unbelievable. So it's going to be a fun year, and we just got to enjoy it.
Joe on the left.
Carlos, you worked for a long time in an organization that at this time of year began with championship or bust. Have the Mets reached that stage as well for you?
High expectations here. Since I got in this position, we've been saying it that our goal is to get into the playoff and to play deep into the playoff. It's been 40 years. Steve said it early in spring training. So we have a really good opportunity to do something special here. And our goal is, like I said, not only playing in October, but playing deep into October. So, and winning the World Series is the goal.
All right.
Carlos, siempre al principio de temporada hay muchas expectativas. Todos vimos los entrenamientos primaverales. Como manager ya definitivamente para empezar el día de mañana, ¿qué has visto? ¿Qué ves para mañana? ¿Qué viste de Freddy Peralta, la nueva adquisición de los New York Mets? Y háblame de Ronnie Mauricio, que no está arriba.
Sí, mira, todos contentos de verdad de cómo tuvimos el sprint training, los muchachos todos saludables, de la manera como se estaban conociendo muchos de ellos, sus personalidades. Gracias a Dios pues salimos del sprint training relativamente saludables. La mayoría de los peloteros, gracias a Dios, no tuvimos lesiones fuertes. Y con respecto a Freddy, una personalidad increíble. Todos sabemos lo que él hace en el terreno de juego, el montículo, el competidor que es, pero su personalidad, el ser humano que es, la alegría que trae día a día a ese clubhouse, de verdad que fue bastante impresionante. Con respecto a Ronnie Mauricio, desde un principio pues fuimos muy, muy claros y honestos que él necesitaba jugar. Obviamente pues había la duda de si Francisco Lindor iba a estar saludable o no. Una vez de que todos nuestros infiles se mostraron saludables, pues lo mejor para Ronnie y para la organización es que fuera AAA a jugar todos los días, y eso es lo que va a hacer. Sabemos que nos va a ayudar en algún momento aquí en Grandes Ligas, mucho talento, pero contento por el sprint training que tuvo.
Jorge on the left.
Carlos, last season we saw Juan almost go 40-40 out of nowhere. We never seen him really do that. What's left there for Juan Soto to tap into? I know he's one of the best players in baseball. What's left for him?
He'll tell you the defensive side of his game. I think he's determined and he's committed to win a Gold Glove. Playing left field again, I think, like I said, he's put in the work, and this guy is one of the best players in the league. There's a reason why, but the commitment, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's, top defenders in that position.
And any word on Mike Tauchman's surgery or timetable?
I don't have anything there yet, so I got to get back on you on that one.
In the middle.
Carlos, obviously a lot of turnover with the players from this time last year to now, but obviously the coaches too have changed a lot. What have you learned about your coaching staff that surrounds you now going into 2026?
Yeah, came into camp in a really good spot as a group, and then just getting to work with them on a daily basis. Exciting guys that are prepared, the attention to details, the way they communicate, the way they build relationships, and now the fun begins, right? When it counts, going through the ups and downs, continue to get to know each other, but quality people that we got in that room, and I'm excited to go to battle with them.
Laura on the right.
Just back to Juan for a second. Who has he been working with defensively, and have you seen him implement anything new this year to kind of improve in that aspect of his game?
Yeah, Gilbert Gomez, our first base coach, he's been working with him. Kai, pretty much a whole defensive group. As far as some of the things that he's going to be doing, we saw it a little bit last year, but then he kind of got away with his pre-pitch routine, the way he gets ready. It was something that he was doing prior 2025. And we're going to see that a little bit here, pretty much every pitch.
On the left.
Carlos, si nos trasladamos al día inaugural del 2025 y actualmente el 2026, ¿con cuál de los dos equipos usted está más conforme?
Es una buena pregunta. Obviamente el año pasado había muchas expectativas también y nos sentíamos bastante cómodos con el line-up, con el equipo que teníamos, y lamentablemente nos quedamos cortos, ¿no? Yo creo que el equipo que tenemos hoy en día, pues en el papel está muy bonito, pero todos sabemos que tenemos que salir a jugar y ganar los juegos de pelota en el terreno. Yo no voy a comparar un equipo con el otro, pero bastante contento con el material y los peloteros que tenemos aquí este año.
In the back.
Carlos, what makes opening day so special for you, and what excites you most about just the blank slate of a new team?
It's just the privilege and the honor that we get to put a big league uniform. For me, to have the opportunity to put the Mets uniform as a manager is something that I don't take it for granted. Opening day is like the first day at school. It's the beginning of a new season. It's just the joy, the passion. There's a lot to like, and I'm pretty sure tomorrow you wake up and it's like, okay, it's go time. So, yeah, I think it's an honor, and I'm proud to be sitting here.
You have a hard time sleeping tonight?
Probably, not gonna lie. And that's what you want, right? Have that excitement, and yeah, I can't wait.